Or if I don't want to, I just won't have this kid.
Yeah.
Right? And so you're leading to irresponsible people making irresponsible decisions.
And choices.
And whether they have the child or not, they're still irresponsible people. So ultimately, at the end of the day, how good is the outcome going to be
Not good at
when
all.
you're having irresponsible people making these decisions?
Nope.
Right? Hey, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of His and Hers.
Yes.
My name is Tuan. This is my beautiful wife.
Sim, nice to meet everyone again. Yay!
Yep, and welcome back, loyal viewers. Welcome, new viewers. Thank you so much for joining us today on this video, guys. And we do have a very important topic to discuss today, honey. Right, but before we get into it, please, right, guys, subscribe to the channel. I noticed we've been getting an uptick since our last video, guys. So thank you so much, guys. We appreciate it. Keep subscribing.
For the love.
Like we always say here, right, honey? Spread the truth, debunk the lies, right? And guys, smash the like button while you're here as well.
Boom.
Turn the notification bell on, right?
Ding.
Share, comment.
Share.
We love all the comments. We reacted to, we did another comments reaction video recently, and so we'll post that for you guys. So
soon.
Any new comments that we take in, we always love commenting and reacting to it eventually, guys. So keep it up.
Yes.
Check out our channel over at TikTok, guys, at His&Hers YT.
Yep.
Okay, and if there's
Here
not
we
anything
go.
else, let's get into it. Okay,
Yes.
guys, obviously, today was a big thing, honey, and it was the overturning of Roe versus Wade.
Yeah.
And I know everyone's been talking about it, so I think our channel, especially since we focus on the truth so much, which, guys, obviously this topic has to do a lot with the truth, right? Which, once again, that's kids and the best outcome for kids. So, guys, of course, we're gonna say the A word, right? We're not gonna say the whole word, right? Just for the algo, right? Because obviously, if we say the whole word, YouTube's gonna suppress it. So, today's video, guys, the title of today's video is Overturning Hypergamy.
Yep.
Okay, and so we knew today they had overturned Roe versus Wade. So that to me is a huge connection in terms of with women's hypergamy, honey.
Okay, remember, we're getting international people watching, so what does that mean for them? So we should explain it to them.
Hypergamy? Okay, well, obviously you guys can go, find the definition, right? But hypergamy, in essence, is that women want the best, and women are always going to be chasing the best, right? And so we'll get into it, but it has to do with, obviously, their mate, right? Their husband, their significant other, partner, whatever term you guys want to call it nowadays. And then, of course, the outcome, right? The offspring, the children, the truth, right, guys, that we talk about all the time. Honey, as always, before we get into it, what is your initial thoughts of this whole ruling of the federal government, U.S. government, overturning Roe versus Wade? Do you understand the context of it first before answering this question?
Yeah, I mean, I feel it's a good thing. I mean, states should make, people should, make decisions on it, like different states. So they should have opinion on it. So that the government shouldn't suppress, like, you have to do this, you have to do that on certain places, right?
Yeah, so real quick, guys, okay, the overturning of Roe versus Wade, and I'm not going to get into the whole backstory. I don't know a law. I'm not a lawyer. But in essence, it's just that the federal government is no longer forcing
that's what I'm saying.
the A word to be legal.
Yeah.
Right? So now states can have their own decisions. They can vote. They can have their own choices.
That's what I'm
right?
saying.
And the states can. And, of course, allow it or not allow it. Make it legal, or, I'm sorry, keep it legal or make it illegal now, right? A huge thing of it, to me, is now the choice when it comes to the woman's choice, right? Right? Because now then some states can mandate that the women do not have this choice in terms of being able to the A word. Yeah. Right? Okay, so go ahead, honey. That's kind of the context of it. Yeah. So what do you think?
Yeah, I think it's, good move towards the front. Like, if you are being, hypergamy, person, and then here you're, going around doing all this stuff, and then now you're being irresponsible. Like, hey, we broke up. Now I want to, you can't make that kind of, it's wrong. I mean, this is a life. But I understand, yes, if it's another situation, right? If a woman, forcibly got raped or certain things.
R word, honey.
Okay.
Raped.
Okay. Raped. Whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If that happened and, certain circumstances, like really critical certain circumstances where she can prove it and all this stuff and then, whatever else, then yes, I would say. But most of the time, if it's, your own wrongdoing, you went and did this hypergamy being, like that, then no, I don't feel you have the right to.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to touch on something that you just said. Yeah. Right. When it comes to hypergamy, right? Responsibility is what you said, right? And so another A word that feminism, feminists, right? And unfortunately, modern women, it's kind of like their kryptonite or whatever, right? Yeah. And this is obviously very related. This other A word is accountability. Yeah,
which they don't want to use most of the time.
So like you were saying, now you just can't free willy-nilly and, and make these poor decisions, right? Leading to these potential poor outcomes because you don't want this child not taking accountability. Yeah. And now you're going to be held accountable, right? Of having this child, unless of course, right, you're still allowed to cross state lines and you can still go to a state that is legal, right, and do it, right? Does it make sense?
But even that, what does it teach you? Just because you did it to yourself, this child, this gift is supposed to be precious, right? Between two persons, and that's what we're trying to tell you in this channel, like. Ladies, don't give it up to everybody.
My wife is talking about the purpose, guys. Yeah, the truth, right? The purpose.
The true purpose, okay? The purpose is to find someone. I wish you can find someone, to produce this gift. This is a precious gift, the purpose, which is a child. And for women these days to not, keep the precious gift, right? Yeah. You're sort of disregarding this gift, as like it's garbage or something, like, oh, I don't need it, I don't care for it, and then you just go and do the same thing over and over. How is that responsible? You're not being responsible. You're being very irresponsible. You're being very, very selfish, right? I can look into your eyes right now and say you ladies are very selfish. Okay, it's I don't know.
No, all those things are correct. You touched on so many things. Responsibility, selfishness, all those things are true, guys. To me, guys, we're about the truth here at this channel. And we're trying to get everyone, men and women. So this is the key. The difference between our channel is we're not a men's self-improvement channel only. We're not a women's self-improvement channel only, right? We're both. And together. It's for the purpose of the truth, which, once again, I got to keep repeating. It's the kid, right? And the best outcome for your child, right? Yep. And so the A word that obviously today's ruling overturned, it deletes that. It deletes the truth. Yeah. And it allows women to have no accountability, be selfish. Guys, I mean, as much as you want to argue about this.
Sugar-coat it. As
much as you want to argue me about it, the outcome is still the outcome. We talk about on these channels all the time, right? The RP community, that we're just stating facts, right? Or we're presenting you guys with evidence. You can have your thoughts about this whole Roe versus Wade ruling, but let's be honest. The outcome of this ruling, where it was the A word was allowed everywhere, it gave these outcomes of these women deleting all these children. So how is that the best outcome from the truth if you don't even have the truth?
Yeah, and the men too. I mean, it's both, because they're not taking responsibility. These women aren't taking responsibility. So both outcomes aren't great. They're horrible.
And then exactly
it's negative.
And it allowed the whole Roe versus Wade, the A word allowed this mentality that my wife is talking to about, right? It allowed people to be irresponsible. Well, hey, if I'm a man and I knock a woman up and it's her choice, her body, her choice, well, you know what? I'm just going to not be responsible for it, right? Yes, it sucks. Don't get me wrong. We have places like, guys, I'm not saying it's a great thing for men, right? We've talked about how many times where men will still have to be financially responsible, right? That type of stuff, right? I get it. It's not the best thing. But my point is, how good is the purpose of the truth, or how good is the men's motivation to have the best outcome for his child if he doesn't even feel like there's a connection to this child, right? And with the A word, that's what you unfortunately allowed. Good or bad, guys, this is a moral topic, but I'm not even like stating that right now. The outcome is the outcome. Men became less caring of the truth, and women, for damn sure, became less caring of the truth.
Yep. And
right?
that's a sad thing, you know?
Right. And so and then even if the women, hey, my body, my choice, right? I'm gonna have this kid, and guys, think about it, right? All these other social constructs that we indoctrinated or developed or started doing because of the A word, right?
Yeah.
So divorce court, a
lot of
obviously the paternity, like obviously you got to pay for it, right? Like right, all these other things were made in response to this as well too.
Yeah.
So think of all these negative social constructs that we developed because of the A word, right?
Yeah.
So now the man has to be, well, shoot, if this woman, her body, her choice, decides to have a child out of wedlock, she's just slept with the best man because of hypergamy, but she didn't really want this to be her husband. Yeah. He was just happened to be the best sexual choice, right? The big lie that we always talk about, right? There's no commitment, there's no purpose of the truth, right? No purpose to be together. Hey, so I'll keep this kid and hook this guy for finances, because of this, this social construct, right? He's responsible. Yeah. Or if I don't want to, I just won't have this kid. Yeah. Right? And so you're leading to irresponsible people making irresponsible decisions
and choices.
And whether they have the child or not, they're still irresponsible people. So ultimately, at the end of the day, how good is the outcome going to be?
Not good
when you're having irresponsible people making these decisions.
Nope.
Right?
It's not going to be great. And just say that, and like you said, the outcome for the truth, the purpose, which is the child, isn't going to be a good outcome.
Correct.
Because think about that. If the child is grown up, so, you're still going to be a single parent because that person doesn't care about you, And here you're thinking like, oh, like my husband said, well, if I don't want to be with him or he doesn't have the finance to please me or satisfy me, I can just abort. Mm-hmm. Well, ladies, we're trying to tell you, or gentlemen, like, make your choices a little bit better and more wiser, Don't just keep sleeping around with people and not protecting yourself to have safe sex, right? You know how they said, don't think from down there, but think from here, okay? There is going to be an outcome, You're not always going to be safe all the time.
Yeah, I think let's start from the beginning, guys, because like I said, the title of today's video is Overturning Hypergamy, and I really was conscious of making that title because the A word really was a social construct. Like I said, guys, that we always come up with these social constructs to hide, to mask, to try to change the truth, the outcome of the truth, right? And it never works out. Right, the truth
and media isn't helping either.
The truth is the truth, and if you know the truth and you're trying to get the best outcome for the truth, you're gonna have the positive outcome, right? So we know women's biological imperative, their nature is to get with the best suitable man, right? Best suitable mate, right? And there's reasons for that, right? Once again, the truth. You want the best outcome for your child, right? But the problem is because the truth has been hidden, the truth has been masked, but hypergamy, of course, is still rampant, right? All these women, ever since this whole thing came down, right? The whole Roe versus Wade came down, they were still sleeping with the top tier man. Yeah. Right? But because this A word allowed, once again, a irresponsible society, right? They were sleeping with these top tier men who now don't really give a damn about the truth no more. Right? They've been told, well, hey, it's your body, your choice. I don't really care. So, hey, I'm going to sleep with you. I'm going to knock you up.
They've been doing it anyways for a while.
No, but my point is it allowed this to get worse. It allowed this to run rampant. And so I'm going to come full circle, guys, because the ruling today is significant and because it overturned this biological imperative of the female nature, okay? And so these women were sleeping with the top tier men too. Guys, we know from stats, right? I keep telling you guys, go back to all our videos, watch all our stats, right? Top 20%, 10% of men are sleeping with 80 to 90% of the women.
The same one.
The A word did not stop this truth. Did not stop hypergamy, right? Nope. So the only thing it did was it stopped responsibility, stopped accountability, right? And so all these women were still sleeping with the men, getting babies from these men. And they were able to say, okay, well, hey, if I don't want it, I can get rid of it. If I needed it, then I can make him have money. I can still get the money from it, right? And so it was a way, I'm going to say something that's I hope it opens some eyes to everyone out there.
It's like a trade.
Men and women.
Like this item, this child, women, you're not looking at something precious. You're looking at it as an item to negotiate, sell, or whatever else you want to say. Well, I feel bad.
That there's so many lies, there's so many things that was hidden to you. So what I was going to say was that it's the Matrix, guys. Okay? And I know it sounds like, like we talk about the Matrix all the time in these channels, including ours, right? But guys, the men, we created the Matrix, right? The reason why we needed to create the Matrix is because of obviously the men's biological imperative, which I told you guys in other videos. That's the reason why I told it's very important to watch all our content, right? Men, if left to our nature, we will always try to be pursued to be the top tier man, right? And the top tier man who kills, destroys every other man, gets to pass on his seed. Does that make sense? And so because we can't live within that civilization, there's going to be no civilization if we allowed men to be in their terms of their natural biology. We had to come up with a matrix, right? All these social constructs, right? To allow people to live, have the truth, be able to get the truth, accomplish the truth without killing each other. Okay? But in doing so, unfortunately, we've allowed a lot of this negative side effect to happen. Okay?
To happen.
So we had to create this social construct of the A word so that way all these women who continue sleeping with all these top tier men keep on popping out babies that are not the key word, guys, is not being able to take care of. So the Matrix saw a problem, right? The Matrix said, hey, all these children are being born out of wedlock, being born to single moms, single parents. No one wants to take care of them because we have masked the truth from people. The Matrix masked the truth from people, right? They said, hey, spread the big lie, right? Finance for sex, right? Ladies, get with the top tier man that has all the resources and use your body, use your fidelity.
I just said sell.
To get their resources, right? But not for the truth. So like we said, because men and women were lied to by the Matrix, right? And now they're both irresponsible because they no longer know the true purpose.
Or selfish.
Well, all these things come from that, right? Because when you're no longer knowing the purpose, right?
Held accountable.
Well, my point is, if you are on the purpose of the truth, and your purpose is for the outcome of this child, right? Of someone else, another being, you cannot be selfish. That's the whole opposite of selfishness, right? Because your whole focus is to make this being that you created with this other person, right? And have the best outcome. So now you strive to be each other, so you're selfless, right? You're not selfish. Correct, okay? So that's my point. That's why the purpose, the truth is so important. So getting back to it, right? You allowed all these people to become irresponsible. And so the Matrix saw this problem. We're like, well, we have all these children.
So what are we gonna
What do we do?
Yeah.
So one, we came up with a social construct of hey, let's just kill them. Let's allow the women and let's lie to them and say, hey, no, it's a female's health issue. It's a woman's health issue. When we know, guys, that's all freaking cap. I get it. Someone's out there going to be like, well, hey, Twan, yes, some women do have health issues. Some women do get raped out there. You guys know, like, it's like less than 1% or 2% of all cases. So you're trying to tell me that 99% of all the cases out there.
Well, I'm just saying no.
It's not. It's to control the hypergamy.
0.001.
It's to control the truth. It's to control the truth, right? We know the women want the top tier men. The top tier men are sleeping with all the top, with all these women, producing all these unwanted children. The Matrix has no solution for these unwanted children.
Yep.
Right? Who's gonna pay for them? Who's gonna take care of them? Yep. The solution is either allow the women to delete them, or, of course, have the alimony social construct, right? That was the word I was trying to find earlier, right? And force the men, these alpha, quote unquote, whatever, the top tier men, and I get it, not all of them are top tier. That's not what I'm trying to say. But obviously they're top tier enough that these women are sleeping with them and producing children with them. Does that make sense to you guys? And so they're forcing these outcomes so that way the truth can have the best positive outcome as possible, right? But it doesn't work.
Yeah.
It doesn't work. We cannot mandate the truth. We cannot socially construct the truth. The only way that we can have the best outcome is that both men and women
come together.
Need to understand the truth and the purpose.
They have to come together.
Okay? And so I think it was a huge case. My thoughts on the decision, first off, I want to say a couple of things, right? So one, guys, this isn't the end of the A word, right? All that was overturned today was that the federal government couldn't enforce it on all the states, right? Yeah. So guys, the states can still vote and say, hey, I want it, or I don't want it. And they can still go
to jump on to
another
and
so
place.
If you want to go, so I get it. There's going to be certain demographics of people that might not get access to it. Maybe you're too poor, financial, economic situation. You can't go afford it, right? Or whatever, right? But the point is, it's not 100% illegal. We can still vote, right? So, quote unquote, we still have the choice. I think it's a huge thing because now men have a choice. With the A word, guys, feminists, the hardcore feminists, you cannot tell me that the A word canceled men's choice in this decision. Think about it. Your guys' screams and rants and freaking protests of my body, my choice, right? So it was just the woman's choice. Yeah. That's all you guys wanted.
Well, if it's your body, your choice, then you also take responsibility. So you know what?
100%.
If he has to pay, you have to pay in a certain thing too. So why don't you get your paycheck deducted? Whatever else, do certain things. I'm just saying, like
there was. There was a huge push, right? That for and it's starting to turn, and obviously with this whole turning of Roe versus Wade, we're having this cultural shift, right? Yeah. But there's a lot of people out there that says that, hey, if a woman's body is their choice, then the men's paycheck is their choice. Yeah. And so that's what I'm trying to tell you guys. All this stuff ties in because with the A word, they had to come up with the alimony social construct, right?
I'm just trying to say here, women, you're thinking all about me, and being selfish, your body, whatever else, right? I mean, look at all the things we've seen and heard so far with these women, with the guy that played, basketball, whatever, that went back, right? Yeah, literally, she already knew. She already knew what she's doing. She had a child, whatever else. It's like literally framing someone, and what? It's just because her body, her choice. So she had a baby. Guys, and the guy doesn't even they don't want. You know what I mean?